Welcome to I'd Play That for $1, powered by the World 1-1 Podcast Network, and sponsored by the loose change you found in your couch cushions this weekend. I am your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me this week are my wonderful friends, Kathleen Jansen.
Hello.
Chris John.
Hi.
And Todd Oxtra.
Guten Tag.
And we are here to do rapid-fire roundtable pass-fail reviews of games that we got our grubby little cheapskate mitts on for $1 or less. So let's get in and kick it off with Todd this week. Todd feels on the ball.
Oh my goodness, the pressure is immense. Oh wow, I don't even know what to say. The scrutiny I expect. No, just kidding. I'm excited to be here and talk about a cool game. And I mentioned I was going to be playing this, Chris. So you had questions, so I have answers, hopefully. And that game is BPM, aka Bullets Per Minute. I got this game from Humble Bundle, and I think it was the most recent one. I got a great deal. It was like $6 a month for Humble. Normally it's like 15. So, and then you get like 10 games. So obviously this fits under that $1 per amount. This game is by Awe Interactive, and the best way to put this is a rhythm action FPS roguelike with a really cool, like heavy metal, like the magazine look. Lots of cool monsters coming after you, boss fights. It's procedurally generated, and you get upgrades, you get money, you can spend the money on things, you can get weapons, you can get your weapons upgraded, you can improve your accuracy. You have, and it basically looks like a little bit better than Quake 2 from the graphic perspective. A little more, polygonal looking. But man, the hook of this game with killing things on the beat is pretty addictive, because you just can't go in and start mowing things. You actually have to understand. And it's got this cool reticle that closes in, kind of like a Guitar Hero or something like that. And it actually makes you, I'm blanking. Basically, you have to synchronize your system settings, like the lag. And if you don't, you won't be able to hit them on the beat. So like it's just like the old Guitar Hero. You'd like click the button if you hear that, to it. It's very cool, like in that rhythm game, because it's a rhythm game at heart, but you're just shooting a lot of stuff. But it's so well done, very cool, and highly addictive in the method of, it's just one more game. Oh, I screwed up this time, one more game. You get to the boss, crap. This time you get to the boss like in two rooms, versus it's like 8 rooms. And then sometimes a little mini boss will show up. You're like, I didn't see him before. And the rooms are reset every time. And then you've got like these retailers of selling you things and offering you things, but it's like a giant hamster who's just jamming to the music. And it's just goofy. It's just fun. And I really love the aesthetic. It's very cool. It's more difficulty, but you can change the difficulty. So if you're struggling, put it way down and you can have fun with it. So I'm really impressed by this game. Just really, really cool aesthetic, and the music changes too. So it's not always like the same hardcore rocking music. Sometimes it changes to a different like genre. So I cannot recommend this game enough. It's really cool.
You had me at, you had the rhythm game, the shooting game, and then you said roguelite, and I was like, that's when it dipped down for me totally. I was like, oh my god, you had to ruin it, didn't you, Todd? But it definitely looks cool, though. I definitely seems like something.
I think it's worth checking out if you can, because I don't think it's the type of game it's more like, just think of it this way. It's like an arcade game. It's not meant to be like, it's like DDR, right? DDR isn't about, I got to get to the boss and progress and level up. This is just about having fun with rhythm and stuff like that. So I wouldn't let it like drive you nuts. It's just a really cool experience. Check out the videos. If the videos don't grab you, then I don't know what will.
Fair enough.
I would say I just had a friend telling me about this earlier this week, actually. So when you mentioned it, I'm like, no shit. That's entirely too perfect. And it also makes me smile inside that roguelikes are just the bane of Chris's existence.
I normally hate them too, though. So we're usually in that club together. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so good.
So what's the tunage, given that this is very rhythm centric?
A little heavy metal first,
okay,
and then it gets into more didn't call it electronica, more like pop music. And I've only got through the first level. Like I said, I'm bad at this game. Now, don't take this away. Like I've been doing well. I've only got to the boss like 3 times, and it's not like the boss takes you like 25 minutes. The boss takes you like 3 minutes to get to it. So this is a very quick, like paced game. So I haven't heard probably all the genres of music. I'd be curious to see what all the genres are, but I don't think there's a genre that will make you mad because they change quick enough that you're not like stuck on the same like, Danzig or like, scream rock or something like that for forever.
Okay. So, any idea roughly what the runtime on this is?
I don't know. I mean, to do a run, good question. I think there's maybe like 8 levels. So, I mean, if you were probably good, probably less than an hour to run the table. But I mean, I could be 100% wrong. It could be like the second level is now 80 rooms. But based on my sample size, the first boss, you can get there within 6 rooms. And it changes. You can see which rooms you haven't opened up, and it shows you where the all of the different merchants are and different things are too once you've unlocked them. So you can go back there. But yeah, you essentially start fresh every time.
So apparently, I'm just looking at how long to beat, since that's my favorite website now. The main story apparently takes 2.5 hours to beat.
There you go.
That's reasonably meaty.
Is it? That's meaty?
That's meaty for
this
a
type of
roguelike.
game, I think. For this type of game, I think it is meaty because that would be that would make you pissed off though. I mean, considering how difficult it can get to then like, I'm 8 hours in and I'll never beat this game because it's like Returnal, right? That game is really long, and that's going to get a lot of people's ways, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can get behind that. So what's the final verdict then?
Larry, I would play this for $1.
We've avoided the Chad. No Chads yet. Thank God.
I'm not a negative Ned this time.
Saving that for next time again?
Maybe.
Right on. Kathy, what you got this week?
So this week was I decided to go with kind of along my favorite type of games, where you basically just explore, do things, earn money, and that game would be Slime Rancher, which I picked up on the Epic Game Store, and I got it for free when the store first came out. Basically, you're just dropped onto a planet. You've been hired to ranch slimes. You go around the planet exploring, finding different kinds of slimes, raising them, collecting their, they call them, I think, plorts. It's like whatever they produce. It's a little gem. And you sell those, get money, buy upgrades, and then continue and open up new parts of the world. And you just keep exploring and breeding slimes. You also can breed animals because some of the slimes eat animals. So like you can find chickens and breed those. You find vegetables, fruits, things like that. And as you gain more money, you can open up other areas and find just more areas to explore. And that's that's all you're doing. It's just a farming simulator, but with slimes on a planet in the middle of nowhere. And it's different in that it's first person, where a lot of the games are you're third person or more like a 2D, like Stardew Valley. But this one is definitely a very pretty game and a lot of fun to just run around and find what slimes and combinations you can use. So not much really to say about it because it's a simple game, but it is fun. I enjoy those type of games.
I actually dinked with that a couple of years ago at one point, and it's not bad, but it was definitely not my thing. I spent time wandering going, what the hell am I supposed to do and why?
Well, that's just it. And I didn't realize how big the game was, and it takes a while to find, there's other areas. Like in the beginning where your home is and where the main ranch area is, you have 2 areas you can go, but you have to pay for them. And that is probably the biggest challenge, is these plorts are in the beginning very, like, they don't give you a lot of coins. So I think like the pink, which is the most common slime, they give you like only 13. And so to get to the thousands that you need to expand those areas, it just takes forever, and you feel like you're exploring the same areas. But then as you explore and as you really start looking, and I mean, you have to explore. It's not very obvious. You have to kind of look for hidden paths and stuff. But then you find, oh, here's an area that I think you just need like have found like or created a breed a certain slime and have those plorts, and then you can open up the area. So then you start finding these hidden areas, which then help because obviously the new slimes that you find will create better slimes, breed more these plorts, and then those sell for more. So you really have to be somebody who really wants to go explore and find all the little hidden, and it's a little bit not as obvious. And then again, later on, you'll start doing quests for other farmers, kind of like in other games where they'll say, hey, can you give me so many of this vegetable, or do you have so many of this slime, or do you have so much of this item? And then you'll sell it to them to get more, and that's how you build up.
Right on.
So it is definitely a game you have to. I think that was what was most surprising, was how not obvious it was. And it was kind of a nice little surprise, but you definitely have to work for it, as opposed to some other games where they make it kind of easier to find those hidden secrets.
You got to really dig into the nitty gritty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it does feel like sometimes you're just going through the same area over and over and over again. So I think that's why I stopped, because I couldn't get, it just got to be too repetitive, and I felt like I was not making any progress. And I'm trying to give it another fair shot, because I would like to expand the 2 areas on either side where you have to pay the coins. So maybe I'll get to that point, because I never got to there, because I just was like, okay, I'm done. Plus Fortnite was, more my game that time.
So how deep did you go in this then before you kind of hit that wall a little bit?
So I found one hidden area. I actually knew of 2 hidden areas, and one I got into, the other one I didn't. And I started, I was selling items to fellow ranchers. I had pretty big size pens. I was really breeding a lot of slimes. So I'd say I probably put in about almost 30 hours into the game.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Yeah. And I know that's a lot. I did, but I mean, and again, this was over the course of a few months, so this wasn't all at once, but
As long as you're having fun.
it was a time waster, something to do when I was tired of Fortnite, or I was tired of and again, this is before I got some of my other games, so that's why it's kind of gone to the back burner, because I've got other games that are better than this one. But it's not a bad game to have in my library, and it's a nice one to go back to occasionally, just to see if I can get any further.
That's entirely valid. So final verdict: would you play this for a plort?
The plort? Well,
Yep.
The plorts are 13. The ones I'm getting are currently 13. So I would say I would play it for $1. I would play it for $1. But I'm just a side note, Slime Rancher 2 is coming out, so I'm kind of curious to see if they've done any improvements on it. So, but Slime Rancher, get it for $1.
There we go. And Chris, what do you got?
Well, I'm gonna follow up with Todd here on another Rogue game. This game was called Rogue Heroes: Reigns of Tassos, I believe. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, this was
I know lots of rogues.
Yeah, but this one was I got this from Amazon Games, and it is $20 on Steam from what I saw, and I was pleasantly surprised with this game. It gave me Link to the Past feels, the way that it looks, and apparently you can play this in co-op. So, what was there was a Link game or a Zelda game where you could play co-op. Four Swords.
Yeah, there was a couple, but they all kind of fell under the Four Swords, except for Triforce Heroes.
I don't know. That's the only Zelda game I've played, so I'm sorry.
What? That's the
Yeah.
only Zelda game
Wow.
which
It's
is so
because
unlike
none
any
of them are
Zelda
on Game Pass.
It's like playing
It
the only
was-
Mega Man game I played was Mega Man Soccer. It's like that's not a Mega Man game.
Oh, ouch, ouch.
It's not
I think
like,
you just
hey,
slayed
Link to the
Kathy.
Past was not like soccer, Mega Man Soccer.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I thought you said like Four Swords was the only game.
No,
you
no,
played.
no, no. Link to the Past.
Oh, okay. Now I feel bad. Like that's like.
Okay, yeah, I thought you said Four Swords was the only
No,
Zelda game. I was
no.
gonna be like,
I
wow.
thought Four Swords is the only game he played. I'm like,
No,
oh god,
this-
that's like the worst entry. It's like
I
let's pick the worst entry of a game and play that one. See if you like the
Right.
rest.
No, this game had because of the fact that you can play
Sure.
cooperatively.
Okay.
Reminded
Okay.
me of that.
Got it.
But I will say this is a very forgiving rogue style game. You don't lose all your gear when you die, and but you lose, I guess, some progression and stuff like that. But it was like I was okay with that. The combat felt pretty good, and there was some sort of like base building mechanic, or like you're building the town around you. Like you build your blacksmith, you build your I guess tailor and stuff like that. It was weird, but like yeah, I was compelled to go back and play it. Like even right now, I'm like, well, maybe I should go put some time into that game right now. But I, obviously my dislikes is kind of the roguelike aspect of it, but I was still having fun with it, and I would play that for $1.
Nice. Wow. That I think we're gonna have a clean sweep this week because I've been playing some Superhot, and not Superhot VR, just classic Superhot, because that was one in my Twitch library. Because like, you know what, this fits because I started getting into Superhot VR this week too, but a revisit through Superhot is always a good thing. And God bless, I love Superhot.
Mhm.
It's just so wonderfully like trippy and bizarre, and I adore the puzzle mechanics to it. The time manipulation is an absolute ball to me. I thought it was clever as shit.
Mhm.
In very like vague, nebulous ways, it almost feels like a first-person iteration of Braid to me a little bit, given the time manipulation abound. So, but God bless, the story is so good too, and you don't really expect it going in, but man, when they deliver on the whole, we own you, we are infecting your brain, you are now part of the computer thing, is just absolutely stellar. And I love the way they deliver on it every time. The difficulty ramps up extremely well. It almost has a very Portal-esque difficulty curve to it, where like maybe the first 3 quarters feel pretty reasonable, and then that last act just like, it's like, all right, you've got all the basics, ready, set, die, motherfucker.
That I remember playing that in that last level. Oh my
Oh
god.
God, watching your playthrough was gold. Oh, I had so much fun.
I got told somebody's cat could play better than I could that game. That was
Wow.
the
Oh my
best
God, I
comment
remember
I've
that.
ever. I was like, oh please put this cat on. I would love to see a cat play. You would make millions. But
Now hold on, Meow. That could be a good cat. It could be a pro league of cat players.
Good.
that's what I was saying. I'm like, put this cat on Twitch. Have a channel. Let him play.
Right.
TikTok gamer, pro cat.
Oh my god.
I
That
say we lost, Goldfish plays Pokemon. Next up we've got Cat plays Superhot.
but that was a good game. I remember you recommending that to me. You and Josh,
Oh yeah.
Larry. That was a
And,
good game.
Yeah, I'm jazzed to finally get to play the VR version of it after all this time too. Not that it's, relevant here, but man, I'm so excited knowing that that's, the other half of this story basically. And Todd and I were talking earlier, and yeah, that game will give you a workout on. It'll let you know if you ever missed the leg day.
So Seriously, there's a sequel to or an expansion to Superhot too, right? Ready something delete or whatever.
I think so. I vaguely recall this, but I'd have to look it up. But I do vaguely recall there was something to do with that out there. I don't remember if it was an expansion to the VR game or the traditional screen, but it does exist if I remember correctly. But I would
it was play. It was free if you actually bought the game, but if you got the game through like Epic or something like that, they're like, nope, you gotta buy it, sucker.
I think that expansion was PC only.
I think it actually.
I don't remember seeing it on console. Yeah. But I could be mistaken.
Something delete, mind control delete, I think.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Right now.
But yeah, I would definitely play Superhot for $1, and you should too. So if it's in your library anywhere, or you catch it on a good sale, definitely snap that up and hit the install and play option there.
Okay, so, good news for everybody. Superhot Mind Control Delete is on Game Pass right now.
Nice.
There you go. Chris, you better bribe that random button.
I have played
Superhot.
Yes, that would be nice. I have played Superhot, but not the Mind Control Delete one. So that'd be interesting.
I haven't either. So
yeah, neither have I. Just the Superhot.
So that's now officially on my to-do list then once I finish Superhot VR. So, but we have made the rounds, which means it's time to wrap up. I want to say thank you to all my friends for coming and hanging out with us this week, and thank you to everyone that tuned in and listened. We hope we've done you a reasonable service by pointing you in the direction of great cheap games to play that'll save your bank account from the terror that is the holiday shopping season. And reminder that you can catch us on your favorite podcatching service or app, including Good Pods, the best place to podcast. And you should definitely hit the subscribe button on all the World 1-1 goodness, including this show and everything else that we do. And we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Bye.